Hey guys, today I'm going to show you the order of operations, which is commonly referred to as PEMDAS. Let's say that we've been given something like this, and we've been told to simplify it as much as we can. The question is, where on earth should we start? Well, let's try to work from left to right and see what answer we get. 3 minus 2 is 1, times 5 is 5, times 3 is 15, plus 1 is 16, 16 squared is 256, and divided by 2 is 128. So when we work from left to right, our answer was 128. Okay, now let's try working from right to left, just to make sure that we have the same answer. 2 divided by 1 squared is 2, plus 3 is 5, times 5 is 25, times negative 2 is negative 50, plus 3 is negative 47. Well, that's interesting, because when we went from left to right, our answer was 128. And when we went from right to left, our answer was negative 47. How are we supposed to know which one's correct? Well, spoiler alert, neither one of them are actually correct. That is because we didn't follow the order of operations. The order of operations shows us which operations we need to do first. Like, should we do multiplication first? Should we be doing left to right or right to left? It shows us which things are most important and which take the most priority. This order is represented by the acronym of PEMDAS. Each of these letters represents an operation. P stands for parentheses, E for exponents, M for multiplication, D for division, A for addition, and S for subtraction. You can read PEMDAS kind of like a step-by-step list. If you want to move on to doing exponents or anything further down here, you have to take care of the parentheses first. And then once this has been taken care of, you can move on to exponents. Once that has been taken care of, you can move on to multiplication. And that's the way that it works all the way down. There are a few quick things to note when you're using PEMDAS. Even though the M and the D are written in this order, it actually doesn't matter which one comes first. The exact same exception happens with addition and subtraction as well. If you don't remember this, that's perfectly okay. You can follow it in this order and you're going to be absolutely fine. It's just useful sometimes to know that you could do division before multiplication if you wanted to. Let's go back to our original expression. Now, using what we've learned from PEMDAS, we're going to tackle this problem again. So our first step is to complete everything inside of the parentheses. Well, the only parentheses I see are right here. So that means we have to complete everything inside of them first. So 3 plus 1 is 4. Okay, so we've taken care of the parentheses. Now let's move on to exponents. This exponent up here tells us that we need to square everything inside of the parentheses, which we've already established is 4. So 4 squared is 16. Great, now we're going to move on to multiplication or division. Remember, it doesn't matter which one we do first, as long as they get done at some point. I'm going to do multiplication first. Notice that we have two cases of multiplication. We have multiplication happening here and here. As a rule for myself, I like to work with whatever's closest to the parentheses first, just because it's easier to forget that there's multiplication happening here rather than over here. So 5 times 16 is 80, multiplied by negative 2 is negative 160. So that's all the multiplication taken care of. Now let's move on to the division. Negative 160 divided by 2 is negative 80. Okay, let's move on to the addition and subtraction. And as you can see from up here, there isn't any addition present. So if you need to skip that step, everything will be fine, just as long as you know everything has been taken care of. So finally, 3 minus 80 is negative 77. And there you go. Negative 77 is the correct answer because you follow the order of operations. I know that this system can seem long-winded and overly complicated at first, but after some time and some practice, it will become a lot more natural and instinctual. And sadly, whether you like it or not, you're going to have to follow it, because if you want to get the correct answer, you're going to have to use this. And there you go. Now you know how to successfully handle any problem like this with complete accuracy. Thank you very much for watching. If you have any questions, please comment them below and don't forget to subscribe.